you're not paying me to get you to get you out of jail. You're paying me to.
Thank you very much, our viewers. Thank you very much for always supporting us, supporting this very channel, Uganda Waka YouTube channel. We are back at part 2 with my brother, lawyer, counsel, Joe. Abalaba part 1, mwebale nnyo tugantandikira we twakoma ku part 1. Joe, bantu bamala do bagamba amanya go mu part 1 kati njagala onyonyola abantu twakoma mu part 1 njagala banyone mu part 2 ekigambo manslaughter kuba nyina mukwano gwange makaga bankayanya nnyo tukayanya nnyo naye angamba manslaughter nze mugamba manslaughter kuntegera yange okutta omuntu bitubuzaabuza ffena naye agenda ngamba kati manslaughter Adamu ne Abelo ne Noli munne the sons of, is it Abraham, those two sons in the Bible, Abelo and Kyle, is it Kyle? One slaughtered the other one. So it's like that was murder. I told them that was manslaughter. So tell us, Oli expert in ekintu, what's the difference between a manslaughter and murder?
Okay, so both of these are crimes under the Penal Code, but one is a lesser version, if I may use the word version, is a lesser version of the other. Both of them involve taking a life. But now, for murder, usually every crime, to prove that a person committed a certain crime, you have to prove all its ingredients. Now, the ingredients of murder that you need to prove is number 1, mens rea, and number 2, actus reus.
Actus reus.
Yes.
Hey!
So, mens rea is the guilty mind.
Okay.
Actus reus is the guilty act or the guilty action. So for you to murder someone, you should have had the intention, the guilty mind, and then you followed that intention with the guilty act, like, stabbing a person. Now the difference, that is for murder, you stabbed the person. Then for manslaughter, you only have the guilty action, but you do not have the guilty mind. Let me give you an example. If Pacific, we had an argument, I took out a knife and I stabbed you, that's straight away murder.
Tuli mu club.
Okay, gambe tuli mu ka rooftop awo ku club, we had an argument and I pushed you over the barricade, no far. That is murder, because we had an argument. Yeah, and then I probably followed it up by telling your dear friend Agaba that this guy, man, he's always shaming me in public. What? I'm going to do something about it. Okay. I've thrown him over the barricade. Then in now this is how that would be manslaughter. Like say I came to push, rather I pushed you, and you slipped on say a banana peeling that I had not anticipated was there. I did not know you'd step on it, and then you knock your head on a sharp surface and you die. I did not have the guilty mind. I did not intend to kill you in that way. So I just intended to push you away from me, but I did not intend that you'd slip on a banana peeling and hit your head on a sharp object and die.
So yo, tuchize mu day-to-day life, day-to-day examples. I have a brother, tukayanira ttaka, ekibanja, ndadi waffe yafana twekere ttaka. I have a brother, tukayanira ttaka, ne mutta, afenze nsigaze ttaka. Ekyokubiri, nvudde ku mulimu, nsanze gaayi alina mukazi wange mu nnyumba, yeebase ku mukazi wange, ne mutemako omutwe. So katunyonyoleko ebibiri, kiriwa murder eriwa manslaughter?
So the first one is outright murder. There was a guilty mind. You wanted to have the land for your own, for yourself rather. That is the guilty mind. Then you killed him. That is the guilty action. Remember the two ingredients. Then in the second scenario, it's a little bit gray, but you can get away with manslaughter in the second scenario. You know why? Because you acted in what they call the heat of passion. Now, the heat of passion, ke kakasera within which you're temporarily regarded insane. Oba
zivuddeko.
So in that heat of passion naye kati tosobola kugenda nosanga nga waliwo eyegalidde ne mukazi wo then nogenda mu bbaala nonywayo bubiri busatu nokomawo ate n'omutta. At that time, yes, at that time it is assumed that the heat of passion has already done what? Has already gotten done. Because you've gotten time to relax. It's not that you're temporarily insane and it was in the moment. No, you went and actually calculated in the bar as you were drinking like your 1, 2, 3 beers. You calculated and decided to come back and kill this person. So guilty mind and guilty action.
So Joe, bano abantu bagamba nti omusango gwa mada gumusinze. Do you support the death penalty?
No.
Personally, you do?
No, personally, I do not support the death penalty.
Never omuntu yatta omuntu ng'obujulizi bwonna we have the evidence, 100% sure this guy killed the other person. To supporting a murder, to supporting a death penalty.
I do not support the death penalty.
Okay.
I'm for sanctity of life. No matter what a person has done, what gives you the right to take away their life as well? Even if he has taken the life of another, nothing gives you the right to take his life after, and moreover, that death penalty is usually executed after like spending 20 years in jail. You've already suffered, you've already atoned.
Yeah, it's not immediate.
No, it's not immediate. That was a back in the day thing. But these days you serve about like 20 years and then you're whatever. Because you're given a time to appeal. You can also appeal your sentence.
Because in like we've seen some cases in the US whereby you find that bafunye new evidence, someone who has for 40 years, bafunye evidence and the guy was innocent. Imagine.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, imagine if the sentence had been carried out 12 days after.
Imagine.
After that.
Okay.
So you're given a period of time within which to appeal, within which to also become a better member of society and come to terms with the fact that you're about to leave this world.
So counsel. Chichi ngagwe kiki ekikujja okubeera advocate okubeera lawyer n'ofuuka judge balonda ku ki? Oba judge asoma busomi nga waliyo omuntu avanga mu university nga ye judge direct?
Nti they've taught him how to become no. You become a lawyer first, then you go through judicial training if you want to become a judge. First of all, you have to also apply.
Oh.
Yeah, you apply, then you should have met the requirements for being a judge. Of course, like good conduct, good standing, personality. Then, depending on the court, they may require either 10, 15, 20 years of practice in a specific field before you become a judge.
So what lawyer wabeeranga like bomala LDC kanchize mu LDC bana Uganda balaba bomala LDC n'ofuna certificate yeyo a representing abantu mu court oba representing abantu mu court from the lowest court to the highest court.
Yeah.
Direct.
Yeah.
Okay. But
so you become what they call an advocate of the High Court of that country, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya or an advocate of the High Court of Uganda. But when they mean the High Court, that means it's a conclusive term for every court.
Oh.
Back in the day, you say High Court, or Court Superior and Subordinate. But now it's...
Waliwo abana abantu bosanga ne balabanye ne ku TV e Uganda NBS nga just yasoma busome mateeka n'agaba munne nga tali advocate. Naye nga alina engeri gy'annyonnyola amateeka. Omuntu yasoma amateeka n'amala bachelors ye e Makerere. Naawe yamalayo n'ogenda mu LDC. Nga mwatandise kunnyonnyola constitution. Muba mwenkano bayo oba olina ky'omusingako.
Ani?
Someone who finished his bachelor's from Makerere University and he chose not to go to LDC. Gwe nomala, there's another guy who finished bachelor's at Makerere University, then he proceeded to LDC. Chichi obo musinga, can you sit down and discuss law?
We can definitely discuss law because what they teach at campus level is the core principles of the law.
Okay.
You get what amounts to a contract. Is there a price, or rather consideration? Are there parties? Nini. So now what I will beat him at is practice. When you go to LDC or Kenya School of Law, what they teach you is the law in practice. When you enter court, how do you start when you've been given this kind of file that because a client has walked in, they've downloaded their entire story for you. What are you going to do? How do you draft this document? Which document are you going to use? Which court are we going to? So those things are not taught in undergrad. In undergrad, what they focus on is the core principles of the law. Then in LDC, they teach practice, the law in practice.
Nebagamba baloya mulina olugezigezi. Baloya mbu mulina olugezigezi mbu temusingika ne mu day to day life. You want to apply your law and boda yewaka. Oba oli matatu, oba oli mu Uber. Kuba kati goba senior boba lawyer. Botambula boti ebweru, you only see violations. Olabye dango byakoze boba osomusuwinga, you can sue. Okiyina obogaba boba mu office obireka byalo obireka mu office.
Era ogezaako
obireka landlord wo olabye delanga Kenya balina contracts buli nyumba joyingira osanya. They can give you a contract no gamba kati no. They have just done nothing here. Do you experience such scenarios?
Yeah, of course. There are times when, if I'm going to assert my rights, that is when the lawyer in me will come out, even in my out of office element. You get it? For example, now the place where I stay, they gave us a really, really terrible contract. I refused to sign it because once I put my name and my signature on that thing, that means I'm bound by whatever it says. But there are things in that contract that I really cannot accept. You get that are really unfair or unconscionable. That's all a big deal.
But it was drafted by the fair lawyer like you.
No. These agreements, some of them you can download off of YouTube and whatever. Rather not YouTube, Google and all these other.
Madam Mani Joe. Client bajja wano nagamba agala drafting a contract eya rentals. Mbadde manyo inakola buli kimu nga kiri ku side nga kinyigiriza bali. Kati naawe weesanga nga naawe kinyigiriza gwe tenant. Kati lwaki ogamba nti mbi ng'ate ebe ya okay, was it mbi on both sides? That contract you say you rejected.
No, it was only favoring them. Now that is acceptable. Yes, that is acceptable. You get in every contract. Me, I try to be as practical as possible. Sigenda kunyigiriza nnyo, but also I'm going to protect you. Mostly, you can use the law as a shield or a sword. You get so me, I will use it as a shield to protect. I'm not going to use it to really torture the other person. You get, but and also what the client has instructed you is exactly what you're going to do. You cannot go against his word. Now, the thing is, tell muntu akukase to sign that contract. Nebwebambi etia. Tell muntu akukase signing your contract. But when you get to court and you put your signature there, the court is going to interpret what is inside. They'll say this contract says this, and you accepted.
Joe, I was listening to one of the sessions at our parliament. This bill of coffee. Remember that bill of coffee in Uganda, penalty bill. There was a lawyer who said, singa court ekizuula nga eno contract eri against the constitution, even if you signed, bagisazaamu. Is it true?
Yes. So a contract should never be made to break the law. So if at all it is against the constitution, for example, we cannot have a contract to kill your dear friend Agaba. That is an illegal contract. Then there is what will be called a void contract. Void means that there are provisions in that contract that are not going to be acceptable. You get. For example, if you're below, if you're like 6 years of age, I can't make you sign a contract. You say you're a footballer and you're 6 years of age, you cannot sign a contract. You don't have the capacity to enter into that legal obligation. So your parents will sign for you. But if they find out that it is a child who signed, you have a contract signed with a child, that contract is void.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
to not be acceptable because it's already breaking the law. The law says that to enter into a contract, you have to be 18 years and above or have the capacity, the mental capacity.
So Joe, oba ekibuuzo kyange kivuddeyo bulungi nti singa contract eyo if the court finds out that that contract there is a paragraph that is directly against the constitution of that country,
it's nullified.
It's nullified.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you signed.
Yeah, null and void. It's
okay.
Nullified.
Okay.
Even if you signed.
Okay. So the supreme law, the supreme like the supreme should be the constitution.
Yeah, the constitution. So in the hierarchy of laws, there's also a way they are arranged. There's the constitution. It is the supreme law of the land. It touches almost everybody. Then there's acts of parliament. Then there's subsidiary legislation. Like if you hear regulations, or what they call them, rules. Yeah, those ones are subsidiary. So it's constitution, act of parliament, then rules and regulations.
Banange. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Tusigalenga tuwatching. So John, nyala kubuzayo buno buntu bwa bulijjo. Chechi batazaako enviiri ne mwambala ebiviiri ebikadde balooya ba judge. They shave off their hair and they end up putting wigs.
So
is it a must? Or we are copying the whites?
No. Actually, as around 2011, we had the Chief Justice in Kenya called Willy Mutunga. Willy Mutunga came and removed him. He was
I used to see that guy. He used to have earrings. He had no problem Chief Justice with earrings.
Yeah, he had no problem with people, lawyers having
even
dreads.
Today I've seen him.
Yeah,
so he removed putting on the earrings.
Yeah, the requirement for you to wear a wig and that gown. So historically, the wig is supposed to represent wisdom, because most of when you gray hair. So from what I remember reading, it was supposed to represent like wisdom. So it also became like a thing, but it's from colonial times. I think, me personally, I don't see the essence of wearing wigs or gowns.
So it's not mandatory.
There are courts in which it is mandatory. Every court is going to set its own rules. The Supreme Court will set its rules, so you cannot go to Supreme Court when you haven't robbed. Robbing means you put on that robe and yeah, and the wig. So that also applies to Court of Appeal. It's in High Court. Some judges in the High Court may require you to robe, and if it's also a very high-profile case. But these other cases, you go in your suit too. As long as you keep the colors dull, like gray, black, blue. You can't come in an orange suit, surely.
Pink.
You cannot really come.
Nejo, what about lawyer Uganda, Barasta? Lawyer, Katinga lawyer, is it Semakadi? Yes. Is it allowed?
So the thing is, they say, like depending on the practice rules that are given. I'm not really adept with the practice rules in Uganda currently because I haven't practiced there in a minute. But they don't say yes to it, but they also don't say no.
Okay.
So it's a gray area that you can ride in.
Oh, there is a lawyer also, has dreadlocks.
Yes. In Kenya School of Law, in my year, there were about like 21 guys with dreadlocks, and they still have their dreadlocks up to today. I'm not sure. It just depends on the judge at times, by the way, because the rules currently do not say no to it, but they also don't say yes to it.
Oh, so
they just say be presentable. Yes.
Okay. Nayenga chisanobera smart.
Yes, you have to be smart. You have to maintain the dignity of the profession.
If you go back to the issue of Lugezigezi, can you marry a fellow lawyer? Be frank to the viewers. Can you marry a fellow lawyer?
I believe so, if at all there's love between the two of us. Me, I believe.
How will you be in the house with two lawyers?
I believe love.
Your house girl will be on problem, on shida.
Doctors have married each other, engineers, videographers.
But that's a different for you guys.
Personalities. I mean, if everyone else can do it, why can't we? We're always the ones being looked at, pointed at, that we tell lies.
Yes.
Everyone tells lies,
Because
but why?
a doctor, for if you marry a lawyer, for me, I believe if you marry a lawyer, love esana waliwo ebitulituli wosobola olimba your husband, babe, I'm going out, yet you're going somewhere. Like that kind of things. Babe, I'm still in the office, yet you are with Pacific having 2 beers. But if you're dealing with a lawyer, she knows very well you're lying.
No, just because we are lawyers doesn't mean we read minds. I can still lie to a fellow lawyer and they wouldn't know.
Really?
Yes, it's just about not getting caught in the lie. And doctors, engineers can do the same. They can lie to lawyers and wouldn't know.
Okay. Chisana chitwala chi. What do I need to have for me to come up with this? Is it agents, advocates, something, a group of lawyers, a law firm? Yeah, a law firm. Let me make it that.
A law firm.
Yes. Chita research. What are the requirements?
You have to be an advocate. So you're saying, like, for lawyers, like,
okay,
like you yourself, Pacific.
Yes.
Because you're not a lawyer,
I cannot have a law firm.
You cannot have a law firm. You cannot get into a partnership with other lawyers.
No, Joe. I have my money. I have my money.
It's not accepted. We cannot even share an office space with a different profession. Yeah, we
Serious?
cannot. Yeah, we cannot.
That's discrimination.
We can't share. We cannot share the same office space. Like if you walk in, that is a law firm. It's a law firm.
Is it?
We can't have engineers inside.
Kyogezako kungamba. Awoge mateya agafuga wano eno office yamwe oba it's general.
It's general. It's advocates practice rules.
So Joe,
chambers. You cannot have a signpost bigger than this. You cannot.
Joe, listen, Joe. I am your brother. Okay, you're my brother. I'm a lawyer. I went to school. You have your farm behind, maybe in Malala or Tungam, anywhere. You have like a 200 million. I'm from Akeli University. I'm from LDC Kampala. Sina funa law firm. Sina case. Sina ba clients. Say Pacific. Let me open up a law firm. It is so work.
Huh? You can give me a loan. I open the law firm. but on the other hand, we're also not supposed to share profits with unqualified persons.
Really?
Yeah, like the proceeds of whatever. Like it's just impossible. I've seen. Look, it's okay for you to say you have your money, you want to open a hospital, you're going to hire medics, but you cannot come and say you want to open a law firm and then you hire lawyers. It's not possible.
Because ndabye abantu abenjawulo nga omulimi nakola eddwaliro, nakola essomero, nakola biki.
Now those are other professions, but for law it's quite different. Kyova mugamba tulina olugezigezi.
Yes. Nekira Joe. Gano gonna amateeka. Nyina mukwano gwange omusiraamu yakola Islamic law. Ate nawe nange mba nkiraba amateeka gonna gatambulira ku mateeka 10 aga Bible. Is it true? Nti the origin of all law biki biri ku the 10 commandments.
So you'll find if you do a deeper analysis of the laws that we have, they originate from 2 places. Number 1 is religion. Number 2 is common practice or natural practice. Like you don't have to be religious for me to tell you it's wrong to kill another person or to steal another person's property. That is natural law. Twazalibwa natural, like you will also feel inside yourself that man, it's wrong for me to take this person's life. That is natural law. So all laws have their foundation in either normal common living of amongst communities or religion. So you'll find that somehow all the 10 commandments, all like the Muslims, rather the ones the Islams pay allegiance to, are embedded within our law some one way or the other. For example, the right to life matches with do not kill. The right to property matches with the matches with do not steal.
So Joe, wangambyeko nti amateeka ago law is wide. Waliyo family law, osimanya labor law, biki criminal, kati gukola ki?
So me personally, I've focused on 3 areas that I feel are the ones going to move me forward. That's tech law. Tech law involves intellectual property law and data protection.
Awo nja kukubira ku kasimu.
Yes, and then on the other hand, I also do general commercial law. These are just commercial transactions here and there. And then I also do a little bit of real estate, nini. Yeah, but yeah.
So Joe, kankubuuze.
Real estate here and there.
Bano ba landlord abakola contracts nti bajja kuddiza sente ezo ng'omaze ovaamu. Kati ngaffe abaafula mara daima that side. Contract yange gye ndimu eŋŋamba bwe naaba nfuluma njaba natufayinga month before then bwe naaba nfuluma banzirize deposit wange. Olumu tebatuddiza, olumu ku mitwalo ebiri n'ekitundu gye mbasasula bayinza okuddizako 2,000. Ne bakubuzaabuza zikoze nzikiriza osulinga n'abantu.
Yes, but you see, also kisinzira. Most of the times, and this is a field that I've actually advised a lot of people on. You get, when you're moving to your new house, there are things that you need to do what? That you need to put in place. For example, when you're going to number one, look at the contract itself. What is the contract saying? That you're going to pay a deposit of 30,000 that is going to be refunded to you at the end of your tenancy, less the cost of repairs. Most of the times it says that. But how are we going to determine the cost of repairs in this situation? The mistake most people make is getting into a house without doing the pre-entry inspection. You're supposed to do a pre-entry inspection with the landlord so that you know that this window sill is broken, this tap is broken, this light is not working. So that at the very end, he cannot come and say that it's you who broke this window sill, this tap, and this light. You get, the only thing that you'll be taking away from there, and even before you leave, do an inspection prior to leaving. Call him, tell him, let's inspect, and we'll see. Secondly, he's going to also overcoat for you some of the things. For example, painting. He'll tell you the paint job is going to cost nearly 3/4 of your deposit. So you really need to be able to sort these things, nip it in the bud at the very beginning before you move into that house. Make sure that you've ticked all these boxes, and that is the only way you might be able to recover.
So Joe, oyo Munnayuganda ali yalaba video eno ali mu Kenya babadde abadde afunye violations nyingi nnyo, abantu bamusumbuwa nnyo. How much does it take for me to file a petition, to file a case?
To file a suit. Now it depends on what number one, it depends on a couple of things. Us as advocates, we have what is called the Advocates Remuneration Order. That is a law that tells us how we are supposed to charge in different scenarios.
Okay.
Yeah, so it tells us to register a company, it's this amount of money. To wind up a company, it's this amount of money. For say transactions, rather like for purchase of a vehicle, this amount of money. But it does not touch everything. You get, because it cannot tell you like how to if you're dealing with a crypto client or something. So there are always new things. So in that situation, what happens is we look at the value of the subject matter. Okay. You're fighting over land of 200 M. I may tell you I'm taking 5%.
Hey.
Yes, 5% of that 200 M as my legal fees.
Even if I lose the case?
Yeah, even if you lose the case, you're not paying me to win. You're paying me to interpret the law in your favor. Winning is a different thing. There are times when you come and you have a bad case. So you're not paying me to get you out of jail. You're paying me to reduce on the number of years you're going to serve.
My God.
You get, one must say yes, one must say. You're going to jail for sure. So you're not paying me to overturn the decision and say that he's not going to go to jail. Yes, you will go to jail, but for how long? So I'll say he's a first-time offender. He has never skipped attendance of court. He has a family at home. He's the only provider. So I'll do all these things to make sure they reduce the sentence from the 20 you are going to get to like 5.
So waliwo wadde oyogera olina ekigambo ky'okonyeko n'ogamba nti nno baloya nti mukyajinga sente okusinziira ku
advocates remuneration order.
Yes. Oyina kyokkonyawo company. Bwe mba nyina company yange nga njagala okuggulawo company yange, I also need a lawyer. When I want to close up everything.
Yes.
I want to leave Kenya. Like, let me give an example. I have my company and I want to leave Kenya. Do I need your advice?
Yes.
I will just say, no, I'm closing my office next month.
So you can either file for deregistration. You ask the registrar of companies to deregister your company, so that now you're not KRA does it stops disturbing you, because they're going to cancel everything, the name, the PIN, the nini, everything is going to be cancelled. But what if you still owed people money? What if your company still owed people money? So there, what we do is winding up of the company. You get, we see how to sell a few assets here and there and be able to pay off the people you owe money. Then you can wind up the company. Or else, if you don't do it on your own, even the people who you owe can ask the court to put your company under receivership. So they'll bring a receiver. This person is going to be like the CEO of your company. Make sure it makes profit until it pays off its debts. Then it is closed.
But you
see, now Pacific, one thing you have to understand is that these are things that we've studied over 7 years. You cannot really understand them. I mean,
in 30 minutes.
Yeah, in 30 minutes. Some of them you really need to consult with a lawyer. And I always tell people, I always encourage people, it might be expensive, but it's going to save you more money in the future. For example, if you're buying land of 1 billion, why not pay 1 million to your lawyer to make sure he protects you as much as possible? Because in the future, guess what? If at all you don't use a lawyer, a credible lawyer, and you don't pay that legal fees, in the future you're going to lose the land. You're going to be in legal cases that are going to legal suits that are going to cost you almost 5 million. Just pay that 1 million. The lawyer knows what he's doing. He'll protect you as much as possible.
So Joe, Ogambi, the only way lawyers get money is through clients, right? But there are some lawyers who are doing pro bono. What's pro bono?
So pro bono is it comes from a Latin term. It's almost like for free. You get. So every country has a pro bono scheme. Now in pro bono, you're not charging the client. The government is the one paying you.
Oh, the government pays you. Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, now here through the Law Society, the judiciary, and Law Society and judiciary, they came together to organize us in a way that we can provide services to those in need who may not be able to afford it, and then the judiciary pays us. So, like this side, to take on a case, you'll be paid about say 30K.
Oh.
Yeah, but you may spend about 80K to get that 30. But it's us giving back to the community, really. And helping those that are in the most need but in poverty to be able to access justice.
Okay. Shout out to all lawyers who are doing pro bono work. Thank you very much, guys, for saving people. So Joe, kankubuze omuntu kyetagisa ky'omuntu okusoma amateeka nina kukola ki? Nze kati Pacific ndi wano nakola course endala nnyo. Nkoze nvudde mu project management, nvudde mu shipping and logistics, ndi engineer, ndi musawo. So soma amateeka.
Ekintu kigaana. But the thing is, at least don't have a criminal record. You will never be able to practice with a criminal record.
Kankubuze. In 2007, nafunamu obutakkaanya ne muganda wange ne mukuba. Nengenda mu kooti nensalira emyezi 8 nengenda Luzira. I served my whatever, I came back. So I cannot be a lawyer after 10 years.
I don't know what the
here in Kenya.
Yes. So even here in Kenya, I'm not sure of the specific provision, but a criminal record, it also depends on the kind of case. You get. For example, if it was murder, you definitely cannot practice law. But if it's a small offense like a driving under the influence, nini, I think those small ones are, I'm not really sure. Let me not, but I think those small ones are excusable.
Okay.
Yeah. But you have to be a person of good standing and you have to have the conviction to be able to sit through about 7 years
Okay. Okay. Okay.
of studying, you know.
7?
Yeah,
How
there's
7? Because I was told in Kenya it's 4 years.
yeah, yes. So I'm calculating all the years because these days there's no one who wants a lawyer without a master's.
Really?
Yeah. There's no company you're going, there's no bank you're going to work for in the legal department without a master's in like finance and banking. You're not going to work for the UN without a master's. You can go and check on any online application, whatever. Go to legal and check for the top jobs. They want masters. So 4 years plus one for LDC and then 2 for masters. You have to, and a lot of money because it's costly. It's really, really costly
Law?
to put a person through law school.
I have a friend.
They have some of the highest
I have
fees.
a friend. I have a friend who I don't want to mention her name. Just finished her masters. Yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to her.
So kankubuze. Atomazemu amaanyi. So kati byakusoma busomisomi. So kati nemwe no famu yo. Tosobola kuyingiza muntu mulanga silo nga talina masters.
What we can have is like for us ourselves. Now what we need is a specialist already in in the fields of practice that we have. So we need a specialist in something else. You get, like right now we need a specialist in tax. We need a let me not our farm and our needs, but yeah, we'll need specialists here and there too.
So tell lawyer agamba nti asobola kino kyonna.
So when you complete law school, you're literally a jack of all trades, because in law school they teach you everything: administrative law, family law, labor law, criminal law, commercial. Then now when you come to LDC, they're teaching you again how to practice in all those fields of law. But you need to have a niche. You get, to be the to really make money in this profession, you have to focus on one side, or rather one whatever. Like Cliff Ombeta, he's known criminal law. You won't find him in a commercial matter. No.
Okay.
Yeah, there are people who are on constitutional law. It's the only thing they practice.
So as we wrap up, waliwo baloya botya no kati nga ongambye like sikubatya naye you respect them, say nanga I wish I can be like that guy. He has been law like 10-30 years. Kati wane Kenya ndabawo this Somali guy Ahmed
Nasir.
Yes, Orengo, this there's another guy, I think a senator OMP,
the Ojenda
or Atieno Omolo.
Otieno
Molo. Do you by nature jawulo kye bakusinga oba just myaka bwaka gye bamazemu?
Myaka bwaka. I know by the time that I'm at 10 years of practice, I'll be probably even far better, because we've grown up in an era where we have access to a wider set of resources, and we know exactly how to, we've adapted to the technological era. So with all these and the courses that we're doing here and there, I know in my first 10 years of practice, I may probably be better than them in their first 10 years of practice. But back to the question on who I see as an inspiration, I think the best lawyer I know is my dad.
Oh,
yeah,
he's a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm a second generation lawyer, and it was part of my inspiration in practicing law.
Well, shout out to your dad. He's in Uganda.
Yeah.
He's practicing there.
Yeah, he's practicing.
Or he's retired.
No, he has a firm which he consults for. Nowadays, it's his firm, but he consults nowadays because he's majorly what he's doing right now is he's seated in the Electricity Disputes Tribunal as a deputy chairman. So
do you that you are interpreting a law now? Yeah, you can sit and listen.
Yeah, like I consult him on when I feel stuck.
Really?
Most of the times, yes. When I drive back home, or he has called me to check on me for the see how my weekend is going, I'll run a few things by him because he's been there, done that, and he's one of the best calm and level-minded and knowledgeable people I know in this field of law. To him, it's like he's eating breakfast. As in, just
So as we wrap up the final, we'd want, because you're a second generation lawyer in your family, right? You also kubana bo oyagala nabo bayoko lawyer.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Then you disappoint your dad.
No, there's a couple of reasons I would say that. Number one, I've already mentioned, it's really expensive to put a kid through law school. Number two, we need to look at the evolution of artificial intelligence and other technologies that are slowly weeding out
because
some professions.
ChatGPT can give me a contract I want.
Yes, it could tell you exactly. It won't draft for you the contract, but it would tell you exactly what to put in it. Though you need to cross-check, because I've found it wrong on several occasions. I use it, but I've found it wrong. Thirdly, there's a very big influx of lawyers. Like the lawyers compared to the jobs that are available, the ratio is really, really terrible. That is why you see young lawyers like 3, 4 years, 5 years in practice, we've decided to branch out on our own and not work for, like, say, Ahmed Nasir. There's just not enough space. You get, there's not, because you're churning out about 2,000 lawyers in a year, but the law firms still remain about, 10,000 law firms. So it really then makes sense. Also, it's getting more and more difficult to get through law school.
And put it on Bunzebu. You can finish Makerere, but LDC, you can be there 10 years.
No, even Makerere can hold you back. It's becoming more and more complicated to make it out of whatever. It's not that I'm disappointing anybody. If you have the passion, the conviction, the money and everything, and you really feel like you want, if my kid came to me and told me that, Dad, I feel I have the conviction, I want to be a lawyer, I would say go ahead. Even personally, I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to be a software engineer, but I had a talk with my mom, with my dad. They're like, "You would make a pretty good lawyer. Have you ever thought about it?" I was like, "Yeah, but I've thought about it, but I don't think I'll get MOOC." They're like, "Go for the UCU interview." I came out flying colors.
You went to UCU?
Yes, I went to UCU.
My sister went to UCU.
But
she was doing something different.
We have a better law school than Makerere has.
By the way, yeah. last. I know my director SC is my neck. So as we finalize, Rwachibagamba UCU produce the best lawyers, yet Makerere produce best doctors. Because the university matters produce the best business people. Is it true? Well, university is so good at UCU at this university is so good at law. This one is so good at medicine. This one is so good. Is it true?
Yeah, well, the thing is, and no shade to whoever went to Makerere, it has a very good law school. I mean, some of the greatest minds back in the day have passed through Makerere, but that is because it was the only university that had a law school worth going to. Then comes UCU. I joined UCU when it was, I think, in its 15th year of having a law school, but the strides which we had made as a law school in those years, winning Jessup Motsis is one of the biggest moot courts ever in the world. As in the strides which UCU made and the professionals it got to teach us, were really stellar characters. And by virtue of that fact, I think the way even we study student-teacher ratio, UCU has a different way it takes you through law school. Mook will say maybe we're lazy and whatever, but we're still very credible lawyers. And if you see the strides we're making even in the professional field, I think it's worth saying that UCU has a credible law school, and it's younger than the Makerere Law School, but what it has done is really, really worth watching.
Okay. Thank you very much, our viewers. Thank you very much, Joe, man. Thank you very much for educating me. Though you are so technical.
Yeah.
It's your profession. You've spent more than 15 years in this. So in the okuja njige buli kimu 30 minutes, but I believe our viewers, they have learned a lot, including myself. Njize into buli kimu osasula sente tosobola kuba ogenda gula motoka ku muntu n'oyagala oleme sasula muntu pay someone because at the end of the day if you don't pay you're going to
you're
pay
saving
more.
your investment. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But could I have just one disclaimer,
okay,
please? Whoever is viewing, do not take this advice as a strict legal advice. This is advice that is coming off the top of my head. So I might have made, an error here and there, on this and that. So don't take it on face value. Yeah. I would need. This is if you really need to understand it better. You could schedule a consultation with me, and I break it down for you. So don't just go and say
so
it's gospel truth.
Okay. If I need you, where should I find you?
So we're located in Westlands, opposite Delta Center. Rather Delta Corner, next to One Africa building. The building is called Waumini House. We're on third floor of the Eastern Wing. The law firm is called Liquesiga and Kipreno Advocates. Yeah, and you can look us up on Google. Our website is available. It talks about all our entire profiles.
Okay.
And our collaborative law firms outside Uganda and
outside Kenya.
Outside Kenya, rather. Yeah. So you can, everything you need is on our website, www.lkklawllp.com.
Thank you very much, guys. We can't go beyond this stage. Thank you very much. But remember, this program is sponsored by Yusuf Plumbing and Construction Company Limited. Basangibwa, as I'm telling you, Kankulagibwa basangibwa Yusuf company yamanyi nnyo bali mu plumbing, bakola amazzi, bazimba amasomero, bakola swimming pools. Yes, banoonyeeko. Beba Yusuf Plumbing and Construction Services Limited, basangibwa Nairobi. Banoonyeeko ku namba y'essimu 070 654 2937 or 072 9075 294. Yusuf Plumbing and Construction Services Limited, basangibwa Nairobi, so basange Kampala, bali wan bakoneko. Yes, Joe, I'm so grateful, bro. Thank you very much. I thank my team. I've worked with Agaba Mark. He's behind the scenes. I've worked with one of the most beautiful, hardworking, beautiful girl, Essie. She has been my videographer for today. I have 2 videographers. One is Neville, is not present today. Essie, she's also a fair YouTuber. Sanyuse nyo.
Bamiza Sinse, thank you for having me on your YouTube channel. And I hope this channel serves as an inspiration to any other Ugandan elsewhere in diaspora that's trying to make it in a different country. It's really, really possible. You just need to keep pushing and believe in yourself. And man, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.